a Trump administration investigation has found Harvard University in violent violation of the Civil Rights Act, once more escalating its battle with the school days after US President Donald Trump suggested a deal was in sight to end its targeting of the university. Now, this latest letter from the Joint Task Force, first reported by the Wall Street Journal, warns that a failure to institute adequate changes immediately will result in the loss of all federal financial resources and continue to affect Harvard's relationship with the federal government, also adding that Harvard may, of course, continue to operate free of federal privileges, and perhaps such an opportunity will spur a commitment to excellence that will help Harvard thrive once again. Now, in response, you must note that Harvard has said it's far from indifferent and strongly disagrees with this report's conclusion. But in terms of context, the US government has already frozen billions in federal research funding and also threatened Harvard's tax-exempt status with further leverage in the form of pulling student aid grants. Now, for further clarity, joining us at the moment on the World 24/7, commentator and author Dr. Richard Benkin. Dr. Benkin, as always, really appreciate your time. Now, this latest move, do you believe this is a justified characterization, or is the Trump administration overreaching here?
Well, thank you once again for having me on. It's always my pleasure and my privilege. I belong to an organization, the name of which is Stand With Us, and for many years we've been documenting the sort of bigotry that Jewish students have to face at various universities, including Harvard. So what the administration is pointing out and what the report pointed out, it's real. This is not political. This is not ideological. This is not an attempt to silence dissent or anything like that, but this is real. And just as we expect our government to support civil rights, regardless of who the offended group is, whether it's African Americans, whether it's women, LGBTQ members, or for that matter, and this is going to become, I think, something we'll be hearing about more and more, whether or not it's Hindu Americans. And now, of course, we're talking about Jewish Americans, regardless of who that group is. We expect our federal government to support these people and oppose any kind of bigotry against them. But I'd like to, so this is real. This is not nonsense. Secondly, I'd like to add something else to play here. The Trump administration, and I think the American people, have really taken a position where we've decided to look very closely at how we spend our money. And if, in fact, we're giving billions of dollars to an institution that's violating these provisions, we need to look at it again and question whether or not that is the way we want to spend our hard-earned tax dollars. And remember, every dollar we give, whatever it's for, contributes to a growing deficit that's going to be more problematic in the future if we don't get it under control. So there are a number of things going on here, and all of them are real. And I really have to applaud the Trump administration for taking this action.
Right. Thank you so much, Dr. Benkin, as always, for joining us with your views. Many are questioning if Harvard, arguably the gold standard of education, is found non-compliant with civil rights laws. What messages are actually sent to other global universities, including universities in India? But my colleague Natasha Israni also joins us at the moment. She's been tracking this entire saga since the very beginning. Natasha, how is Harvard reacting currently to the latest move as far as the Trump administration is concerned? And can Harvard really emerge from this with its moral and academic authority intact?
Well, I was at Harvard University a few weeks ago on campus talking to a range of students. And one of the things that kept coming up was how proud these students were on how Harvard was actually standing up to the Trump administration, even within academic circles, as well as different universities. Everybody is very clear that Harvard is actually making the toughest stance against the Trump administration. They've been very rigorous and very aggressive when it comes to taking all kinds of cases to court to try and allow them to have that freedom which they want, whether it comes to letting international students in or to deciding what programs they teach and how they teach it. So Harvard has been strong for a while now, and how it stands up to this latest from Trump remains to be seen. But so far, Harvard has been successful to some extent in some of those cases in pushing back some of the momentum that the Trump administration has been building against it.
As always, Natasha, thank you so much for breaking down the details for us.